Oh, it's a metal in the neighborhood, a monthly in the neighborhood. Don't you dare bring any new metal into my home. Howdy banger fans, Blaine Smith coming at you from my foyer. Yes, Poppy, an entire room just for Sabatos. Shout out to Marito Lopez for that. This is Metal Monthly, Bangers monthly look at what's coming out in metal albums. This month, it is May. It is warm. We are rejoicing. We can once again go outside as long as we're not super close to anyone. So this is the point where I plug our Patreon campaign. We've got a great Patreon campaign. We give you some perks. We toss you some things. You give us some bucks. We make some content. It's a really nice, happy, friendly, fun relationship. And you can always just subscribe to the channel and like the video to keep things, going on. And a little shout out for me. Hey, I have a merch store now. Metal Comedy, .bigcartel.com. You can get hats, patches, stickers, t-shirts with my new sweet logo on it. Please check that out. It helps out. That's enough of that. Let's get into some content, right? So this is a rundown of some of the bigger albums coming out in the month. They might get reviewed. You might have already heard about them. They might be your favorite band. I don't know. But these are some of the bigger things coming out this month. May 7th, Artillery is releasing X on Metal Blade. May 14th, Caliban is releasing Zeitgeister on Century Media. May 20th, Great Master is releasing Thy Harbor Inn on Underground Symphony. What? Hey, get out of here. Not now. May 21st, An Autumn for Crippled Children, yeah, I know, is releasing As the Morning Dawns, We Close Our Eyes on Prosthetic. It's a bad name, but it's a good band. The Devil Wears Prada is releasing the Z EP on Solid State. Jess and the Ancient Ones are releasing Vertigo on Svart, and Nadja is releasing Luminous Rot on Southern Lord. And finally, Vulture is releasing Deal in Death on Metal Blade. May 28th, we've got Burning Witches releasing The Witch of the North on Nuclear Blast, and Cirith Ungol is releasing the Half Past Human EP on Metal Blade. So, those are the big releases, but let's get to the 5 underground releases that I have crawled through the bog to find you, shall we? What do you think? Let's do it. So the thing I'm most excited about this month is Heavy Sentence, Bang to Rights on Dying Victims Productions. May 28th it releases. Oh my God, this might be the partiest album of the year. Have a listen. So this is some British heavy metal with a great, like old school punk cover on the album. I feel like I'd find this going through the crates, but this would be the palate cleanse of the month and come at the end, but it is just too good. Oh my God. From this first second I heard the first song, I was in love with the album, and then I looked up the members, and 2 of the guys in this band are in Woad. Come on, jerks. What the heck? You're gonna release an album that good and then release an album this good right after? Hey, man, have some class. Yes, those guys create some great stuff, but the real story here for me is the vocalist, Gareth Howells. His voice sounds like a perfect mix of Lemmy, High on Fire, Matt Pike, and Frankie Stubbs from the great not known enough punk band Leatherface. You should definitely check that band out if you like punk music and haven't heard of them. He combines it. It's got a great gravelly in there, that sound that just makes great heavy metal music, and the album is so fun from start to finish. If you like rock and roll guitars and a raspy voice, this is the best record you're gonna get for a while. Up next, we've got an alumni and S-Sock Trillium's Dith Requiem for the Serpent Telepath on I Voidhanger Records. It comes out May 21st. You've heard it here before. You're gonna hear it again. Let's go. So this is some French black metal with a cover painting by Domp that is as crazy as what's inside. Still not going to top that crazy little goblin guy on the last record for me, though. But regardless, it's been a year, 1 year from the release of the last record to when this year releases, to the day, and he somehow managed to crank out another incredibly high quality, incredibly unique and original black metal record. Asthagul still has a crazy, cool, interesting voice for black metal, a lot of variety, still can sound like that little goblin, and the variety continues in the fact that on the album there is synth, there is violin, there is piano, but despite all of that being in there, it still sounds like a underground, evil record, not some big, obnoxious production. Very cool, very interesting, and the record is an hour and 20 minutes long, which a lot of times I would criticize an album for, but when there's this much variety going on, all this crazy stuff, it really doesn't feel like it, and I feel like fans of this are fans of an hour and 20 minute records. So, value pick of the month. Up next, I'm wearing my Bolt Thrower shirt because we've got some UK death metal. Ooh, I've also got my cool puncture sweatpants on. This is Grave Miasma, Abyss of Wrathful Deities, Dark Descent Records, May 14th. Let's go. So yes, this is some UK death metal with this spooky artwork by Ars Moriendi. You can really explore it. What are those little guys? Where are they going? What's this big spooky face? Anyways, these guys have been a band for 20 years. 20 years. And they only put out one record. It's a great record. It's an amazing record, but I figured it was going to be one of those, you know, a band puts out a record and then is still together but never does anything again. But rejoice, death metal fan. Wait, no, I'm gonna do a bit. Death metal worshippers, rejoice. This cauldron is absolutely overflowing with evil atmosphere. To this witchy brew, these sorcerers from London toss in an eye of frequent dissonant guitar solos and a hefty portion of wings of dive bomb guitar and... No, I can't do that anymore. That's my impression of like every print metal review. It's always so over the top. But seriously, if you like your death metal a little slower, a little more building, 6-minute songs with heavy atmosphere, very cool, very out there, while still managing to be extremely old school and not getting weird and arty on you. Yeah. Next, we are off to space with Terminalist. The Great Acceleration comes out on Indisciplinarian, May 7th. Let's go through the wormhole and have a listen now, though. Tech, check, prog, check, space, hyperspace thrash, check, all out of Denmark with a gorgeous painted cover, painted of space, a painting of space by Ryan T. Hancock. Are you hitting on me? I think you're hitting on me. Anyways, good news, everyone. We have more Voivody space thrash. I'm so excited. You gotta get excited when these bands come along because we got here another unique, weird record. It's kind of focused around a 10-minute centerpiece track. It's 5 songs. The middle one is 10 minutes. All the songs are good, but it does kind of pull all the others into it like a black hole. So yeah, it's a tech prog thrash album, so there's very fast guitars, there's a bunch of prog decisions that I don't understand what's happening, but I like it. That they put a layer of blackened over everything. So what that means is that icky prog that can kind of creep into things and, you know, make it smell like prog is totally covered, completely dealt with by the blackened nature of the record. And then you get a cool album that I need to stress sounds good. Obviously, you'd think it sounds good, but you know how sometimes prog makes decisions for, like, I don't know, art, and tech makes decisions for, like, I don't know, showing off, and something is impressive or it makes a statement that doesn't feel good in your ears? Well, this whole record, guitar tone, choices, everything are all very pleasing to the ear of even the dumbest of listeners. So you're in luck. So here's where we normally get a palate cleanse, and I guess this one still kind of works a little bit, but it's also weird. It's the Flight of Sleipnir, Eventide, Eisenwald, May 28th. These guys are some Denver-based, I don't know, a lot of genres. We get kind of a minimalist cover by D.E. Cecily, which tips you off a little bit of what this is going to sound like. Metal Archives lists them as stoner doom folk metal, which is correct, but also doesn't tell you what this band sounds like. There's black metal tossed in there. The vocals are almost always black metal, and there are blast beats sometimes, but there's also psychedelic guitar solos and bluesy elements. It's really hard to, I mean, I just gotta list all these things these guys are doing. It's like kind of one of those Neurosis type bands, you know, where they'll just do whatever they want if it sounds good. And the result is, I think this is a record that is in the kind of palate cleanser spot, because it does have a lot of broad appeal. I think it has broad appeal, not because it's like accessible and simple, but because there's a lot of different elements all done really well. So there's something for you to latch onto no matter what you like, and enjoy the record because the other stuff is done really well and doesn't really, it's all balanced well. It's a hard record to explain. So that's the end of the video.